Roller Coaster Tycoon kind of limped its way into early access on March 30th. It was almost as if they kind of snuck their way in. There wasn't much notification on the Steam's main page, or at least anything that I saw, trying to notify and get people hyped up for the launch of this game's early access. Now keep in mind, everything that I do end up talking about here is just my preliminary thoughts on the game. The game still is in early access, and very early access, so there's a lot more work to be done in the game, and maybe some of these problems that I address here in this video could be fixed by the time the game's full release comes around. So, it's Roller Coaster Tycoon. You guys should all know the drill about what you do in Roller Coaster Tycoon. You build rides, you build roller coasters, you make money, you manage the park. It's pretty much the same formula as every other Roller Coaster Tycoon game. What they've really tried to add in this edition of Roller Coaster Tycoon is the three-dimensional, the next-gen feel to this game.
Roller Coaster Tycoon World is really the next generation of Roller Coaster Tycoon.
So with that comes, an updated graphics, an attempt at new AI, a whole new roller coaster builder system, all sorts of customization items, and as well involving the community in creating items that you can put in the game. So they've added much more depth to the roller coaster builder, allowing you to completely customize the way your cart will go along its path. You could choose the amount of curve, the angle it's going to come through at, the depth, and the curve around the corners, and you can customize it in all sorts of new ways that you haven't been able to in past games. The problems that this is going to present, though, is that it might be a little bit overcomplicated for some players, and myself included. My first few roller coasters that I built were a real challenge because there were so many options that I was trying to play with that it was hard to really figure out exactly where I needed to be to create a good ride. One of the real positive additions to the Roller Coaster Tycoon franchise is the involvement of the community in developing items that you can put in the game.
For the first time, we're integrating natively user-generated content support, which we think is a huge innovation. It's going to allow players to dream up things that we didn't even think was possible.
The Steam community is one of the best, if not the best, community out there for user-generated content making it into the games through the Steam Workshop. And Roller Coaster Tycoon World is a perfect game to use this in. Fans can go in and make their own items and scenery pieces that they can add into the games and use. Really smart addition. And that's about all there is good that I have to say about this game. There are a lot of problems that need to be fixed through this early access. On top of all the occasional bugs and glitches and textures and weird graphics and those things that you expect from an early access game, the artificial intelligence, there needs to be a lot of work done for it to get anywhere near what it needs to be for this to be a quality game. In some of the promotional videos, they show staff explaining how much effort they've put into the AI in the game to make each little person in the game have their own personality. And it was super exciting, one of the major reasons why I wanted to play the game.
Artificial intelligence in Roller Coaster Tycoon World differs from previous games in that in previous games the AI would sort of roam around discovering things and evaluating whether those things match their current needs and then deciding whether to participate or not based on that. In our game, it's much more about they know their current state of needs and they intentionally choose to go take whatever action is going to help them out according to their current needs.
But when you get into the game, how it actually works, or at least how it is now, is it seems the same as Roller Coaster 1, the original. The guests just wander around the park and go in the rides. There's no obvious difference to what's going on, or at least none that I could see. What the added complication to the AI does, though, is it adds a couple more problems that they're going to need to spend time fixing. For example, the AI, when you get into the queue lines, can be really stupid and glitchy in some ways, where one person will just work their way through the line and then the other people will just stand there waiting for a few seconds, up to 10 or 20 seconds, until the next person will go and continue through the line. It was really weird. As well, back to the first roller coaster that I built being such a terrible disaster, people still rode it anyway, even though it had only 2 fun, I think, and 11 and 12 intensity and nausea. So when people would come off this ride of death, they'd get off and immediately vomit right there on the path. What the problem this created is it covered the entire path in vomit. And I had to hire janitors to go and clean it up. But the janitors took so long to clean it up that all this vomit kept accumulating, and soon the path looked more like vomit colored than the color I had put down in the first place. With some of these problems, it begs the question, why go into early access at all? It's clear there must have been something going on behind the scenes, or maybe they always planned to go into early access to get the money to help finishing development. But what's ended up happening is people are playing the game. The hardcore fans like myself of Roller Coaster Tycoon are playing the game right away, and they're not liking what they're seeing. So what that does is the first people to play the game tell everybody else how, this game's probably going to be crap, and then nobody buys the game. It's really disappointing. I feel bad for Roller Coaster Tycoon World and the development team behind it. I'm a huge fan of Roller Coaster Tycoon. I want this game to do so well, but you only get one chance at a good first impression. And I'm afraid that what this lackluster early access release has done is stifled some of the excitement for this game and maybe hurt its commercial success. So I've got to say, my final verdict for Roller Coaster Tycoon World is, well, I can't really give it a number grade because the game's not finished yet. So stay tuned for that. I'll definitely play this game when it comes out and give a full analysis of it. But for now, I would say don't play this game. Wait until the full release comes out, and even wait a little bit longer to see, what state the game is actually in when it comes out in full release. Then make your decision if you're going to play. Well, that's it for Roller Coaster Tycoon World. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please, if you like what you see, hit that like button, subscribe, check out all the other videos that we have for you on Yes Guy Gaming. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.